Welcome to the UFO Show. In this installment, we take a look at a very close encounter in the friendly skies.
Have any targets up here? We just had something go right over the top of us.
We learn the government isn't always going to continue to be as forthcoming as they've recently been. And we have a very vivid dream where it turns out every alien abduction story ever has been just that, a dream. Let's get to it. It's been a while since we've had a good old-fashioned UFO encounter. At least it feels that way. Well, here's a good one to chew over. The case of American Airlines 2292, which on February 21st was traveling from Cincinnati to Phoenix, and which had a close encounter of a serious kind somewhere over New Mexico. Here's the actual recording of Flight 2292's pilot reporting the incident to the Traffic Control Center. Quote, "Do you have any targets up here?
We just had something go right over the top of us that, I hate to say this, looked like a long cylindrical object. It almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing moving really fast that went right over the top
of us." Yeah, that could be cause for concern. Flight 2292 made it to its destination without any other issues, and the issue was handed over to the Federal Aviation Administration, or FAA. Pretty standard procedure, but it's recently been revealed that it didn't stop with the FAA. It went to the FBI and the Department of Defense as well. Not that this was easy information to come by. The Black Vault, a website that investigates various goings-on within the government, not just UFO-related incidents, reached out to the FBI in March of 2021 and received word from them that they had no records of such an incident. The FAA, too, initially denied having any records of the American Airlines encounter, leading one to believe there was some serious stonewalling going on here. But thankfully, that wall cracked a bit when another UFO investigator named William Puckett, utilizing the Freedom of Information Act, contacted the FBI asking for any reports pertaining to the Flight 2292 incident. And he scored those records. Now, they didn't reveal anything particularly insightful, unfortunately, and they were full of the usual redactions which obscure information that might be potentially enlightening. They do confirm that the FBI investigated the matter, going so far as to talk with members of separate New Mexico sheriff's offices to see if any objects descended from the sky and/or crashed. No such incidents were reported. Ultimately, the FBI decided not to pursue the case any further, saying in their report, quote, "The FBI does not have federal jurisdiction to investigate this matter. Therefore, this matter is being closed for information only." They go on to say that if new information were to present itself, they could reopen the investigation. Fast forward a few months to July 22nd, 2021, when the FAA finally got back to the Black Vault and unveiled some records on the matter. That said, the FAA revealed that even more records are now the property of the Department of Defense, which may or may not release what they have. Why is the case of American Airlines 2292 under the investigation of the Department of Defense? That we don't know yet. But as they control the UAP task force, it makes sense that they'd want to peer a little closer into this matter. Maybe we'll never know what flew over Flight 2292 that February day. All we know is that it's being taken seriously by the government. We'll keep an eye on this one for you. As we know well by now, the government has taken a surprisingly candid turnaround these last couple of years when it comes to commenting on UAP footage. With the establishment of the UAP task force, they've had no real choice other than to confirm multiple videos that show military planes' encounters with mysterious flying objects. They've been rather open about saying, quote, "Yes, we took that footage. No, we don't know what the heck it is." Of course, some of the skeptics out there will correctly question whether or not we're getting the whole truth from them, but we'll certainly take what we can get. But they're not always going to be upfront with us when it comes to matters of UFOs. Take, for instance, the latest fascinating video released by filmmaker Jeremy Corbell, who recently has been the go-to guy for unveiling footage of ominous lights in the sky recorded by military personnel. One such incident took place off the coast of San Diego aboard the USS Omaha, which was among many different warships reportedly swarmed by unidentified flying objects. The government has acknowledged previous videos released by Corbell, whose sources remain classified, so clearly the man's got the goods when it comes to this particular incident. But a curious thing happened recently. Corbell released some new footage from the Omaha, and the government is refusing to acknowledge it. As you'll see, the short, grainy video depicts a gathering of small, colorful lights populating the night sky. It's not the most spectacular footage Corbell has released, but it's notable all the same. As Corbell states on his site, the footage, taken by visual intelligence personnel, depicts a, quote, UFO event series that reached a crescendo with at least one of the unknown targets entering the water. No wreckage found. None of the unknown craft were recovered, despite a tasked search by at least one of our U.S. Navy submarines. The good folks at the Black Vault, as they usually do, reached out to the Pentagon in an effort to get some kind of official statement on the matter. The Pentagon, as mentioned, has been forthcoming on such matters lately. But the official statement by spokesperson Susan Goh, returned to the Black Vault, simply read, quote, I can't confirm anything about that video, including any claims about it. Now, that's very possible that they're not confirming it because they haven't had a good look at it yet, or they're still investigating it. But it's still interesting that they've been willing in the past to confirm video evidence taken by official military personnel, but this time they're not willing to do so. For his part, Corbell isn't pleased, asking people who follow his page to take direct action and hold the Pentagon responsible for not telling the truth on the matter, saying, quote, make your move. Hold the Pentagon spokeswoman accountable to the American public. It's her job, it's her duty. Well, what are you waiting for, friends? Maybe, with enough requests, we'll soon get an answer with some clarity from the Pentagon regarding this intriguing new video. Have you ever wondered about all the people who've claimed they've been abducted by aliens? Were they lying about it for a little bit of attention? Were they smoking something no human should be smoking? Did it really happen to them? Or was it all just a dream? A recent scientific study has found that it's quite possible these supposed abductees were in the midst of what's known as a lucid dream state. According to WebMD, a lucid dream is when you know you're dreaming while you're asleep. You're aware that the events flashing through your brain aren't really happening, but the dream feels vivid and real. You may even be able to control how the action unfolds, as if you're directing a movie in your sleep. And so, a recent study by the Phase Research Center in Moscow received some interesting results when conducting sleep experiments on a number of subjects, 152 people to be exact. What the researchers found is that the human mind is indeed capable of conjuring up a very realistic abduction experience if prompted enough. We all know the brain is a fascinating and still somewhat unknowable organ, and maybe it's the true cause of all those supposed alien kidnappings we've heard about throughout the years. Out of the 152 self-identified lucid dreamers who were instructed to, quote, find or summon aliens or UFOs in their sleep, 114 of them successfully had vivid encounters with extraterrestrials in their dreams. The results indicate 61% of participants encountered alien-like creatures, 28% encountered UFOs, and 24% experienced fear or sleep paralysis. You can read each account on the International Journal of Dream Research's website, and some of them are incredible, detailed, and elaborate. Like the woman who says she saw little blue men of human height with long arms and bulging eyes of black color who told her, quote, don't be afraid, we are friends. There's the woman who met an amorphous alien creature that turned into an alien, one with a tentacle that was, quote, slippery and disgusting. She invited this alien into her kitchen for tea, naturally. Then there's the woman who met two aliens who looked like, quote, bags of bright color, similar to a bag of washing powder, but with hands sticking out of the sides, as well as a man who is whisked away from his bed by an alien in a silver suit, an alien that proceeds to open the man's chest up with tools. There's plenty more where that came from, but at the end of the day, these 114 people all had some kind of wild extraterrestrial contact in their dream state. As the study notes, many stories about abductions usually have some element of sleep involved. people being taken from their beds in the middle of the night, or encountering a form of sleep paralysis before seeing an alien. And perhaps this is the reason why it's been a dream all along. Of course, you might be thinking to yourself, sure, if they're prompted to dream about aliens, then maybe they'll dream about aliens. This doesn't prove abductions don't happen. And perhaps you're right. Usually, our dreams reflect, in one way or another, things that are currently going on in our lives. And if we know we're taking part in a sleep study related to aliens, well, we might just start dreaming about aliens. But the idea most alien abductions are products of our own imagination is a powerful one, although that might not make it any less real to the person having the dream who, when they wake up in their own bed, might really believe that they were taken on a ride with little green or blue men. Not counting the tales that are outright lies, is it possible that every alien abduction story ever told is just a memory of a particularly intense dream? How about we try this tonight? Tell yourself you're going to have a dream about meeting extraterrestrials, or one where you're taken aboard an unidentified spacecraft. Tell yourself this, and let's see what happens. That's it for now, folks. The truth is out there, somewhere, and we're going to be keeping an eye on things for all you true believers. And if you have anything to share with us, don't hesitate to send us an email at ufoshow@joeblow.com. We're eager to hear from all our fellow UFO and outer space enthusiasts. Also, please share your thoughts and any cool extraterrestrial news you have in the comments section. Finally, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, as we're going to be your one-stop shop for all things alien going forward. Until next month, keep watching the skies.